we have our unit here. This is the S6 COMEN defibrillator. So these are the parts. So first, these are the panel button. This is the selector button, and this is also a button knob. And these are for quick selection. This is for the manual selection. This is for the charge, and this one is for the shock. And this one is for the quick selection of the tools that we need to apply to our patient. And this one with the label of monitor, when we select this one, this will turn on the screen. Then this will be our pacer. This pacer is applied to our patient when he is already stabilizing, and this is AED for quick emergency. So so here at our on top of the defibrillator, we have our paddle. So we have the apex and the stern. So it's the right and it's the left. So in order to get this paddle, we need to pull. Then here we have our adult paddle. But if we press here and slide down this paddle, you can switch into the pediatric paddle. So in order to return this paddle, so we just place it here and slide it back. Then that's all for the paddle. So also this paddle, both of the paddle have their own charge button, so as you can see, but the shock button, but only on the right button a charge button is placed. And here we have, in our left, we have our minus and plus. This indicator, this button indicates that we can manually adjust the joules that we're going to apply in the patient manually here in our paddle. So in order to put back our paddle, just place here at the exact position, then press down. So here at the right part of our defibrillator, we have our connector of the paddle. So in order to remove our connector, we need to slide, then pull, slide, then pull. So here is the connection, and this is the connector. So in order to place this connector, just place these two holes matching with the two hole at the connector. And then once we click, it's already connected. So here at the back of our defibrillator, we have our grounding, we have our power source, we have our nurse call, and now we have this central monitoring system. And lastly, we have our USB for data collection. So here, in order to turn on our monitor, we need to select monitor. So selecting monitor will turn on the alarm, meaning that it's already turning on. So as you can see, it's already turned on. And at the start of our interface, we have first a timer that is very important because it's one of the most important when we deliver a CPR or a shock to a patient, meaning that we have our time. We can monitor our time easily. So here we have our quick selection. First is the freeze, second will be review, and alarm reset. So first is the freeze. When we connect this with the ECG of the machine and we monitor ECG2, we can freeze the waveform, meaning that we can check if the waveform is or if the waveform of the patient is functioned normally. And we have our review. So here in our review, we can check different waveforms like trend review, NIBP review, alarm event, wave review, patient event review, and etc. So we have also our alarm reset. So alarm reset meaning that when there's an alarm on our defibrillator and we need to reset the alarm, so we can just click alarm reset, meaning that all the alarms will be defaulted back to 0. So here at our 3 indicators, first is the AC connector, meaning that the device is connected at the AC. We have our battery indicator. It is not light up, so meaning that it is not a full charge. And we have our system check indicator, meaning that if this screw or Allen wrench lights up into color red, meaning that there's something wrong with our device. So here in our button panel, we have the menu. So pressing menu will show up our main menu. So our main menu includes the patient manage, alarm setup, alarm view, screen configuration, volume setup, document manage, record step setup, event setup, measure setup, config manage, load configuration, maintain, user test, high contrast. So if we want to admit a patient, so we can just click patient manage, then click quick admit, then apply yes. Then we can apply now. We can select our patient type. We can select adult, patient, or NIA. So if, for example, we selected adult, then we can turn on and turn off the pacing mode. So here in our admit, so we can discharge, meaning that we will discharge the patient. Yes. Meaning that there's no patient on the admitted. So if we can admit, we can press yes. Then we can manually add a first name. We can type the first name of the patient, for example, T E S T. Then enter. Yeah. Patient ID, patient type, and paste. Then you can discharge a patient. We're going to discharge this because we don't want any records to be admitted in our product. Yeah. So for example, we're going to apply a charge into our patient. What we need to do is select here. So here we have the quick select for the selector for the joules or the charge. So we have, for example, we're going to select 100 joules. So as you can see here, we have our 100 joules connected, and we can change it up to 260 depending on the need of the patient. So here, if we want to apply the shock, first we need to press charge. Then after pressing charge, after charging, and it will apply shock. Then for example, we want to manually change our energy selector. We can manually do that here in our sternum. If we press minus, as you can see here, it decreases back to 170. But if you press this positive or plus, it will increase back to 200, to 20, to 50, to 70, 300. So the interval was 20-30. So meaning that if we press increase button, this will increase 360. So minus plus minus, it will turn back to 200, then 170, 150, 130, and 100. So that's for the manual controlling of the selector. In order to select the in order to control the jaws of the defibrillator manually, we need to select manual mode. But if we select here at our automatic selector, for example, we selected 100, then we want to change the output of the selected energy into 150, we cannot change it even though we press the sternum. So as you can see, even though I pressed the sternum, it didn't change at all. So meaning that if we want to manually increase the value, we need to select here at the manual selector. So next topic was the pacer. So in pacer, when when the AED is connected into the patient, we can apply pacer. So pacer allows the rhythm of the heart smoothen from being too wavy to being smooth wave. So we already selected pace rate of 60, but we can change it depending on the situation. So to select the pace rate and the pace electrode, so we can use this button knob. So we just select. So for example, we select 60, just press, then spin to right to increase, then spin to left to decrease. So for example, we want to decrease. The minimum is 40 and the maximum is 170. So we will determine it to 60 for others to see. So if we selected 60, just press. Then when we want to select the pace elect, just press again, then increase up to 200, and this would be up to 0. So we will turn this back to 50. So that's all for our S6 defibrillator. Thank you.